Greetings, oh man, it looks like I'm hitting puberty. Greetings, Warlocks, Hunters, Titans, and all the ships at sea. It is time once again for Happy Hour from the Tower, live on Twitch. We are so excited for you all to join us, and how you doing, everybody? I am your host, T. Morris.
Hey, what the hell are you doing with that gun? That's the last word.
I have no idea how this wound up in my inventory, but there it is, and sitting over to my left.
I'm Nick Kelly.
Forward momentum, buddy. That's what Cade would want.
And with that toy right there in Nick's hands,
That's it.
there's some
That's
serious...
it.
GameStop, everybody.
Titan
GameStop.
love.
Titan love at GameStop. It's on clearance. Go and get it. And sitting across from me,
I'm Brandon Kelly.
You are such a punk. Trying to play both of us, huh?
and he's owning it.
enough.
And he's
Yeah.
owning it.
I'll
just,
take it.
you know, Nick, I just learned your son's tell. I just learned it.
He did.
I did. I learned his. I
got
learned
me
his
figured
tell.
out.
He
I
rolls
got it
his
figured
eyes.
out.
Kev's got me pegged.
So yeah. So there we go. We've got that all going on. We got some new drop-ins for the show. Can't wait to break those in. I'm very excited. Still have some favorites.
Montage tape, bitch.
You have to keep this one.
Yeah. We just had to.
So how you guys doing? And the stream is off to a rip-roaring start. Oh my god, guys. Okay, they have been like this the whole freaking time they've been here. Oh, Elder Unicorn coming back with a sub for 14 months. Thank you, Unicorn.
Nice.
Wow.
Thank you, Unicorn. Do appreciate it. 40 gifted subs. That's how I made my goal. I figured it out. I had a weekly goal on my Twitch stream that's over at well, you're watching it right now, but if you're on the podcast, it's twitch.tv/the T-Monster. And if you go there, you will see that yes, I had a sub goal of 480 followers and 20 subs. I'm 3 short of the follows, but subs I got 21. So
Nice.
So you know, as our girl said just now.
Forward momentum.
Forward momentum,
Show
buddy.
the tat. Show the tat.
That's
It's behind
what
my
Cade
shield.
would want.
Hold on.
That's behind the shield.
There it
Oh
is.
wait,
It's right
I
there.
got a
Forward
question for you.
momentum right
I
there.
got a question. Speaking of Amanda Holiday,
Forward momentum.
how was Katsucon, guys?
Ha 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 ha.
Or more to the point,
Ha ha.
how was it meeting Amanda Holiday herself?
Well, those two
Courtney
answers
Taylor.
are completely different.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let's focus on. Oh damn. Katsucon.org, everybody. So let's get to the meat of it. What about meeting Courtney Taylor? How was that?
There were lines.
There were many.
Wow.
No, she was
Wow.
as expected. You know exactly who you get when you talk to her. It is she can play a lot of different characters, but she's a very very genuine person. And we were gonna get together and do some things, and then there were some rules that were broken by other guests. And so
And if this information ever becomes a problem, I will hold you personally responsible.
I'm just saying, you got to be careful, otherwise we're never going to be guests at Katsucon.
kind of pumped the brakes a little bit. So yeah, so we'll see her when she comes back out, or when we
Oh my god.
go to the same con
Fair enough.
somewhere else.
But
Let me this.
But you guys got to,
all I'm
but
going
you-
to say
but
is
you
this.
guys didn't.
Yes.
But you guys didn't meet her, and she was kind enough to sign not one but several pop figures.
Well, maybe.
Wait. Was I supposed to keep that under? Was that one
And
of
if
those
this
moments?
information ever becomes a problem, I will hold you personally responsible.
Now you tell me.
No, she signed one for you, and she signed one for me.
Okay, well there we go.
Oh, really, guys?
Those things
Okay.
are both true.
Okay.
Yes.
All
they
right.
are.
All right.
You're not lying.
Jeez. Hey, if you haven't figured it out, everybody, we are currently in danger zone. We're in some.
Here's the other thing: if you're listening to this podcast, not the stream, but the podcast, which will air, I don't even know when. If your Christmas decorations are still up, press pause and go fix that shit, because this had enough. We're getting into March, and people still have lights up, and no.
All right. Well, all right then. I don't know where that came from, but I'll give it to you.
Hallelujah! Holy shit!
Yosemite.
Where's the Tylenol?
Okay. So
Over Macho Grande, sir?
you never get over Macho Grande. Okay. Somehow we derailed already within the first 5 minutes of the podcast. Fan-effing-tastic.
So the usual.
The usual. perfectly. We're on point. Everything is fine.
Listen, don't ask me how this happened. I don't have time to explain what I don't have time to understand.
So on that note, I will tell you right now, guys. I have just recently had the most productive week ever.
That's a first.
In Destiny. Not just across Destiny 2, but you take all the accomplishments I've had in 1 and 2 combined. This week I was just ticking things off the box. It started with me first picking up I can't remember if it was last week or at the beginning of this week, but I picked up the Malfeasance. So I've got the Malfeasance. It's a fine weapon. It is a fine weapon indeed. I will say that.
Still on your list, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Then I wound up finishing a quest that I had no idea I was close to finishing. We're going to talk about how I figured that out in just a second, chat.
The Sturm and Drang.
No.
Oh, God.
Try. Oh, God. That
The
one.
Rat King.
Yeah, the Rat King. Right, exactly.
An Ikelos weapon. Let me see how much further
Close
stupid in the
enough.
weeds I could get.
The Polaris Lance.
The Polaris
I just
Lance.
got the Polaris Lance. And then this only a few days ago, it did happen, as you heard.
Hey, what the hell are you doing with that gun? That's the last word.
It was the last thing I expected to get.
Shin Malfur's gun, my friend.
But I've got
Gotta give it
Shin
back.
Malfur's last word.
We're going to get shot.
Yours,
and-
not mine.
And then within 24 hours of getting the last word, I picked up a Trinity Ghoul. And I was talking about God. This is why I'm glad we're streaming. If I could get a close up of Brandon's face right now, this would be epic.
It was also Tuesday night when we were running, and he ran out to do that one adventure for me, and still picked up an ornament, an
It was a
exotic
catalyst for
It was a
something.
catalyst. Yeah,
that you don't have.
right.
Yeah. No, I do because it was the world line, but
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's what it is. I got to go put that on. I got another exotic this weekend. I got the Cerberus +1.
Oh, that was like the first D2 exotic that they made specifically for D2, if I remember correctly. I think
Sure.
so. No, because I'm.
the first two D2 exotic made specifically for D2.
The Ace of
That
Spades?
was from Forsaken.
Oh, thank you. You're right. It is
Yeah.
from Forsaken. That was right. I knew it was a first somewhere.
Yes.
Somewhere in the lore. Yeah.
okay.
Because it's got 4 barrels.
It's got 4 barrels.
Cerberus
It's
+1.
not-
Yeah.
It's not
or Cerebrus.
bad.
As
Yeah.
Cerebro
Cerebro.
+1.
It's yeah. Every every time you kill
Smells
kill
like Patrick Stewart.
Exactly. Smells like Patrick Stewart. Anyway, Sir Patrick Stewart, thank you very much. Let's get that straight. So,
Not the Deadpool.
yeah, not the devil. So anyway, and speaking of exotics, Elder Unicorn in chat just said he ran both his Hunter and his Titan through all spider bounties, still no Lord of Wolves.
wow.
Oh,
And
I have
that's-
that.
So do I.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
I checked. You didn't.
No, I do. For the Titan. Check under Titan.
That's not how this works. It's collections, T.
I'm telling you.
Collections.
I'm telling you.
Exotic. I saw it earlier. You don't.
I have the
you
Lord
don't.
of Wolves.
It says you don't have it.
Not for the Warlock. I have it for the Titan.
That's.
All right, look. I'm gonna pull up chat. I'm sorry.
It's
I'm
not
gonna-
there.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? He's forcing my hand.
I will take a photo of this.
Okay, and I will pass you my smartphone because the smartphone is smarter than you.
Yeah, it says you don't have it.
I'm telling you, I have the. It's the shot
I do.
one. It's the shotgun one, right?
It's a shotgun that
It's a
shoots
shot- it's
in
an-
a burst.
So this
Yes,
is
and it's- and
okay.
it
So
shoots a burst.
from where I'm sitting, it's just one person bickering to the other person, and back and forth and back and forth. It's like watching Eddie Izzard.
And
Do a bit.
let's see here. Let's see here.
It's true. You
Yes,
can see that, right?
It's grayed out.
Yeah.
I think.
I'm telling you, I've got it because
I know how
I've
to
used
sit
it.
on the fence.
Because I've used it.
Well, let me see. Let me go check on mine and see if it's because I know I have it.
I need to see my vault.
I
I
know
think that's
I
what I
do.
need to do. Is I need to see my vault. Hang on a minute. Let's go to the vault.
Everybody, this is the
And
sound
we're
of
gonna
3
go to
people
sh-
googling at the
Yeah.
same
Yeah,
time.
no kidding. And
Fantastic,
let's see,
kids.
We're gonna go Lord. Oh,
not the singer.
That's weird.
Not the same.
That is weird.
you
It
don't-
says I don't have it,
Exactly.
but the thing is, I have it. I
Prove
know
it.
I've got it.
Go start up the PlayStation. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Let's effing go. I swear to you, I swear it's the shotgun that shoots in a burst.
Yes.
I swear to God, I've got that. I don't know why it's not showing
Says
up.
you don't.
That's weird. That's freaking me out now. All right.
Maybe you've only used it in a dream. too.
No, because I didn't even know that it existed until I was like, oh, Lord of Wolves. That's interesting.
Incorrectly power down your PlayStation.
Yeah, I know. Maybe.
Where is it?
I could have dismantled it. The PlayStation's back here behind the thing. Yeah.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah. Wow, that's
do I?
weird.
Oh,
Okay.
okay, I do have it.
I'll have to look then
I'm
because
only missing the Polaris Lance and the Wave Splitter
I
for my
swear
energy
to
weapons.
God
That's
in
it.
heaven above. I mean, even Unicorn has seen me use it. he has seen me use it. There was somebody that came in and was like, "Why is T using a Lord of Wolves on this?" And I'm like, because it works.
It sucks.
Oh.
I'm gonna be honest.
Wow, there we go.
Unicorn was also in your dream, which I think says a lot about you.
Definitely.
Hey now, okay.
Hey, what?
All right, so we're talking about. Actually, this is kind of apropos. This is
Majorly derailed.
nice. No, actually, it kind of segues into what we're talking about because
Almost off the rails, but not quite.
Not
we're snow piercing this
quite.
episode right now.
Yes, that's a good one. That's a good one. So we are snow piercing the heck out of episode 49. We are actually talking about braytech.org.
Yes, we are.
So I
Want to
all right.
see?
Actually, I'll tell you what. What I can do is I can try to pull it up while one of you guys goes on a long description. Actually, let's go to our man with the copious notes, or maybe the not so copious notes. Nick, what exactly is braytech.org?
Okay, so all kudos go to his name is Just Real Milk, all one word, and his real name is Tim, and you can buy him a cup of coffee.
They call him Tim.
Yes. So what Braytech is it is very much GUI and player friendly companion website to your Destiny account, Destiny 2, that brings back a lot for me. It brings back a lot of like what we used to do with Ishtar Collective.
Yep.
Right, and the Destiny companion app when that worked. Oh, sorry.
Ouch. Ouch.
But you can put in your gamer tag, and it very very handsomely puts up your triumphs. It puts up your raid statistics. It puts up.
I'm going to go ahead and cut to it right now. I'm going to cut to it right now in the feed.
Right.
There you go.
And it'll give you some direction. So I don't think it's coincidence that T accomplished a lot of things, because when you see that you're 8 out of 10 or 9 out of 10 or 19 out of 20 towards finishing something, then you put the time in and do stupid crap like go hang out in Mercury and try to teach people how to make the public event heroic.
Right.
Right.
They'll never learn.
Well, no, I need a floaty warlock to go with me.
Hi. I'm right here. You could have just said something, and I would have been more than happy to have joined you. But yeah,
That's a shame.
so about braytech.org. Now, what happened was that I had first heard about this from a friend of the streams. His name is Big Marvinsky, out in the UK. Marv. And the thing about Braytech was that he had mentioned it before months ago, and I was like, yeah, okay, I'll get to it. I never thought about it after that. Then I went on ahead and was asking some questions about, well, how can I find this? How can I find that? How can I find this? And I heard he then started to spam in my chat, braytech.org, braytech.org, braytech.org. And I was like, huh.
I think that's bannable.
Well, yeah, but I give Marv a lot of leeway.
I know.
And I think I also gave him a mod sword, so that also doesn't help. But then I was like, oh, okay, so then I guess that means I should really check out this whole braytech.org thing. And so I went on ahead, and there it is. So here's how it works, and you'll see this on chat. You'll see this in Twitch. Go on ahead and enter in your gamer tag. So right now I've entered in
I don't know what I found.
TEE.
M-O.
The clan banner builder.
Gracious. M-O-R-R-I-S. All right. This is, you know what, chat,
you
what
get
you're seeing
everybody.
right now. No, the thing is, this it's something about OBS. I'm going to edit this out of the podcast, by the way. It's something about OBS and my browser and my computer. Suddenly the keyboard stops working, and then it'll either get stuck on certain things. Like I just typed in the T-Monster and it got to T-Mon Stay. Huh. There we go. Ah, there we are.
Maybe you're French.
Might have to change your brand.
T-Monster. T-Monster. So anyway, that was the other thing I did this week. That was with the help of braytech.org. I found all the cats.
Oh, nice.
And you get this great little cat emblem. It's really kind of cool.
Oh
It's
boy!
just-
Now we
yeah.
got to take your mom to do it.
Yep.
Yeah.
She's got a jade rabbit. She's good.
Yeah.
It's in the
So
Dreaming
anyway.
City, right?
Yeah.
All right. So now so now pause.
Play.
So when you get into braytech.org and you set yourself up, you go on ahead and you tell it to look at a gamer tag. You don't even have to sign in. You just have to look up a gamer tag.
Yep.
You get the statistics of that particular gamer and that particular gamer tag. Right now on the stream, you can see that I've got current meta up and I've got the T-Monster, and then we go over to checklists. This is, in my opinion, one of the coolest things about this
Oh, yeah.
this site, because as you look, you'll see that at least on my character, I have found all lost sectors. Shocker. And right now, the more important one, corrupted eggs. That's what I'm currently needing and looking for with the Cursebreaker title.
0 out of 40.
And I've got 24 out of them.
I don't have the Wish Ender.
You're going to need that.
Yeah.
And then the Ahamkara bones, I'm now into double digits.
I have one.
Ahamkara.
Yes.
I did say it right?
You said Ahamkara.
Close enough.
Ahamkara, yes. The dragon bones.
The wish dragons.
The wish
wish
dragons.
dragons.
Yes.
It's a luck dragon. No, I'm sorry. The Ahamkara bones, I started off at like 4. I'm now at 10.
I'm at 3.
Yeah.
I have one.
And then
I got a rock.
So, but here's but now I can go on ahead and illustrate this, and this is the beauty of working on the stream. So let's say, like for example, I got to find this one Ahamkara bones set
Ahamkara.
in the Ahamkara.
Yep.
I did it again, didn't I?
Yep.
Damn.
Third time.
So I got to go to the corrupted, right?
Zavalda.
It's Vuvuzela.
Vuvuzela.
Man, you bring that up.
Vuvuzela,
You bring
yeah.
that
That's
up.
going way back.
Damn. So all right. So this is Brephos. I got that one right. Brephos 2. Now
That's
I have
not the one I'm looking at.
right,
Sorry.
but I'm saying, but the thing is, what if I wanted to go see where that was? Like where the heck is that? You'll notice that if you go over to the
Right
there is an icon, and if you click on that icon, it'll actually pull up another site that's connected with braytech.org, and it's a map. It's a mapping system, and it will show you all the different locations, and not just the bones.
So much for watching the Oscars tonight.
And then when you sign, now here's the other thing too. If you sign in with your and give permissions for them to look at your account, it will then tell you, okay, you've already got these. The ones that are highlighted, the ones that you don't have, and it's pretty thorough. It goes deep. It goes
bit.
really deep. And Tim has done a fantastic job keeping this thing together. Because here's the other nice thing about this site: it updates in real time.
Ooh.
I had the checklist pulled up, and as I'm going through the site with Marv, I'm going through the corrupted, the Shattered Throne with Marv, and again that's twitch.tv/the Big Marvinsky. As I was going through with Marv, I could just watch like egg 6 and the blue, green box, egg 7 green box, 8 green box. I'm like, this is so freaking cool.
What about Egg Shen?
Not even Egg Foo Young, no. Okay. But he's not on this map. But no, it's a fantastic site, and I was telling you guys about it, so I wanted to get your opinion. What do you think of braytech.org? Let's start with Brandon.
I love this.
And what is it about that you dig?
I now know exactly what I need to do for literally everything. It's really easy to use and very convenient, and that's what we need.
How about you, Nick? Have you had a chance? I take it you won't be watching the Oscars tonight because you're going to be going, cabals deep into this site, are you?
There's me. I'm in such a lore drought right now. I got one piece of lore last night. It was the first one in like 3 weeks, and it's killing me. So yeah, to be able to find some stuff and work on the Chronicler, which is I think the rarest out of all of them.
Probably, but genuinely, at
I haven't
this point,
seen a lot of those.
Yeah, I've seen one.
Nope.
Ever.
No, you could sneeze and hit 4 dredging. No offense. But
hey, even Coach said I went after dredging. Why? Because it was one of the easiest ones.
It was one of the easiest.
Then he finds out, oh wait, I'm only like a couple of adventures away from a Wayfarer.
Yeah, he's
so now he's
waiting
going. So now he's going for Wayfarer.
So he jumped on to help me with something the other night, and it was so funny because I was making that point. I'm like, dude, like every third person on here is a dredge, and then he got ahead of me, and I'm like, oh shit, he's got that title. I didn't mean to diss him, man. It's cool because there's a lot of again, it if you're a completionist, which is the reason some people play this game, there are, you can see, I just have to do this 1 or 2 more times, or I just need 2 or 3 more of these things to finish a set, or whatever it happens to be. But the fact that it's presented as nicely as it is, I think is huge. I mean, it's a good looking site.
So let's talk a little bit about some things that you may not hear gamers talk a lot about, especially on podcasts and things like that.
Sports.
No. The other thing they don't talk about, which is inconvenient because
girls.
We happen to have dude.
I'm kidding.
Dude, have you seen some of the gamer girls that stream? I thank you very much.
I'm
Nick,
telling Pip.
Thank you. Nick, from a cybersecurity aspect of this,
Yes.
how safe is it to be locking in your accounts with sites like braytech.org and this other site where you have to I didn't have to sign in with my password, but I did have to give them authorization to look at my Bungie account. So my
I don't know
question-
about the other site. So
So-
I could talk to you about Braytech because it's what I'm looking at, right?
Okay, all right.
So
Fine, that's fair.
So we call that OSINT, which is basically open source intelligence. It's how much information about a particular individual that you can gather just from what is publicly out there, right? And there are actually there's actually some really cool initiatives like the Innocent Lives Foundation where they can go identify. And this has nothing to do with Braytech, but just to give you an example of what you can do with OSINT is get as much information about a person as possible for everything that they've posted, right? So you think about all the things that they post to Facebook. If you think about all the things, if they have an activity tracker, which will show you maybe their neighborhood or their routine that they run, they jog in the morning or they bike or whatever. Like think about all just the lifestyle kind of stuff that you can use to pull together data and create context around identity.
So is that the same as social engineering, or is that something entirely
So
different?
social engineering is fooling somebody. Like, hey, this is Mike from Microsoft
From State Farm?
Tech Support, which I'm not trying to do the accent because I'll hurt my voice now. So it's already kind of thin. But that's when your social engineering is just fooling somebody so that you can get to something you otherwise couldn't have gotten to. But this open source intelligence, it's just creating something out of what is readily available in the public, and so that's what I think this Braytech. If you look at the site, that's what it is. If you don't need an authorization to get that information. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
So I don't have a problem with this. If it just fine. If it means more people know that I haven't done a raid, then that's fine. I've accomplished almost nothing in the Crucible.
Well, that's
True.
because you might hurt somebody if you do that.
No,
physically hurt somebody.
What an author is like you would need authorization to like have a camera in my house to say, oh, the 6 things that you did do in the Crucible weren't really you; they were your son. Like that's a different level of behind the scenes stuff. But what you
Not
can see is
wrong.
what the numbers that I've reached, which you should be able to see from pretty much everybody. It's no different than putting if you see somebody who has a Dredgen tag, looking at that tag that they've accomplished everything that is required in Gambit, right?
Right,
So
right.
that's the same principle. You're
Right.
just looking at what how far along they are toward accomplishing what they're trying to accomplish.
So, speaking of, and since we brought up the subject of Dredgen, and since we brought up the subject of these various titles that are out there, let's talk a little bit about the pledge we made on the last show about what we were going for. So, Cursebreaker, that's the one that I'm coveting.
Yep.
That's the one I really want. I'm still at 8 of 11, and I figured out there was a secret weapon that I didn't know that I needed.
Oh.
Turns out it's the pulse rifle from the Corrupted Strike when it's the Nightfall. So I have to run the Corrupted when it's the Nightfall, and then that's going to be the last weapon I think I need. Then all I need is the ship. I need the I keep wanting to say mouse. The ghost from the collections of the Dreaming City. Then I need the bones, and then I need the eggs. Once that's done, I'm done, and I get Cursebreaker. On Wayfarer, it's a little more grind. I mean, I'm still within spitting distance of it, but it's a little more grindy. I have to do adventures on Nessus, heroic adventures on Nessus, EDZ, and Titan, and then I'm done. But then I have to
You
but
still have something for destinations?
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm getting there. Then it's the destinations. That's where the grind comes in. I have to basically grind the escalation protocol.
So do I.
I have to apparently get the helmet, which I
many-
didn't know I needed. I need to get the helmet, and then I need to get the SMG, and I need to get the sniper rifle.
The SMG's this week, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at with Cursebreaker and Wayfarer. So I'm really kind of and I just as I was telling everybody this in the studio. So it turns out I got the on the stream I was talking about. Oh, I got until April to do this. I think I really got a shot at this. Turns out that is the deadline. The April deadline is for ordering the pins.
Huh.
It's the end of March that is the deadline for getting
To get the pin.
pins. Yeah,
Yeah, you can still
I
get
mean
the
you can
title
still get
after.
the title,
Right.
but I really want the pin. And that's what I'm going for right now.
Yeah, you better go lore hunting
Tonight.
for all of it tonight because
Yeah.
Chronicler ends a month earlier than everything else.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
If you go,
dumb.
what you need to do is you need to go to Bungie.net.
I got a better
I've got
shot
it.
at getting Wayfarer than I do at getting Chronicler, to be honest with
but
you. But it's fine.
But whatever it is,
It's all good. Give me my emote where the world is burning around me and I'm drinking. a cup of
wait,
coffee.
no, I was wrong.
No?
Wayfarer is March 31st.
Yes. Wayfarer is March
Chronicler's
31st.
August 31st.
So you have until
Sorry.
August. You have until August.
Don't tell me that. Just keep telling me it's March.
Okay, then March.
That'll get me-
You got until March.
That'll get me.
You got until March.
February 31st.
So now
February.
here's the question for you.
June 50th.
Here's a question for you that I have
Yes.
concerning the badge you were going to go after. Are you going to go after Wayfarer, or are you going to go after Dredgen, or is it called Unbroken? When
How do
go
you
to
not
the
have
Crucible?
Dredgen already?
Because I don't play Gambit that much. And I don't want Dredgen. I don't want to be basic.
Oh damn!
Oh,
Wow.
What did that just happen?
Yes,
wow.
it did.
Oh, is that really all you got?
I'm hearing a lot of Guardians screaming that right now.
Yeah.
Man. So, are you going for Unbroken, which I believe is the one for
It's
Crucible?
Crucible. Yeah, I would like it. It's just the problem is,
You got to go into comp.
yeah, that too.
Yeah, that hurt.
A lot of them are really based on rank, and I don't like that.
But that's the whole nature of the triumphs
I
to
know,
begin with. Yeah.
but that's like it. I don't like ranking. That's why I barely ever played competitive in any game, so I don't see a reason for me to go for Unbreaking.
We get private
Unbroken.
Gambit matches next season.
I kind of like Unbreaking. Can
Unbreaking.
you go for Unbreaking?
Yeah, sure.
I like that. Well, what about
You have to get that from Akamara.
yeah, exactly. and Zavalda.
And
Zavalda.
Zavalda has to bless your mission to the Akamara.
Yeah, exactly.
Akam,
And
Ragam Sakam.
Oh, really, guys?
I appreciate the support I'm getting from you both.
So suck it, nerds.
Okay, so
Yeah, Wayfarer's the only one that seems appealing to me at all.
really, and how close are you to Wayfarer?
I need. All right, let's go count them down.
Yeah, and then this is the beautiful thing. He's going to breaktech.org.
I'm on Braytech.org.
And he's on
Speaking
Braytech.org.
Speaking of Braytech, one of the things I need is the Braytech Osprey rocket launcher from the
Oh.
Nightfall Strike Strange Terrain.
Which is currently happening right now.
Yep.
Hey, can I
So-
tell you something funny?
You have it?
No, but if you go to the legend page where it's like it gives your raid stats and
It
everything,
tells you.
right? My favorite my favorite strike is the Strange Terrain.
Well, there you go.
It's
So I guess the three of us are doing something
Fastest
tonight.
clear, 70 kills.
Shouldn't that be Nightfall? Or is that regular strikes? 'Cause
It's
you've never
no,
done
it's
a
not.
Nightfall.
It's Nightfalls.
Oh, okay.
I've done. Yes, I have.
Have you?
I've
So
done.
why don't we
3.
do that? Should we do it tonight?
Did
Please.
Strange Terrain twice and Seventh and Song once.
Okay, so what we'll do, what we're gonna do, Chad, is we're gonna wrap up. We're gonna wrap up this
Night,
this stream
everybody.
tonight. Yeah. So we're gonna wrap
See
it up,
ya.
obviously. But right now we're gonna go straight to break, and then when we wrap up tonight, we'll be back on again, and we'll be doing some stuff in Destiny 2. So watch for us. But we got more to talk about on stream and off right after this break. Okay, everybody, and we're clear. So, hey, there he is, the big Marvinsky. He is actually in chat right now. I wonder if there's any way we can like pull him in here. Are you? Oh wait, he's probably at work. He's probably
Yeah, that's not a
at
good
work.
call.
Damn. Oh, we were just talking about you, Marv. We were just talking about you. Oh, by the way, chat. For those of you who are watching, this is the extended part of the stream. When you tune into stream. We and right now Marv's like, oh God, what are these jackasses talking about with me?
All good things.
All good things. We were
To an extent.
it's 11 o'clock. Oh, and he can talk. It's 11 o'clock on a Sunday. He can talk. Awesome. I think we need to try to pull you into Discord so I'm gonna fire up Discord and let's see. We'll just go. I'm curious, Marv. Do you want to do video or do you want to do audio? Because we can set it up where you're on Discord, and we can get you on video. Because we would love to talk about how you discovered it. Talk about we've been talking about Braytech for the entire show. So not video. So he's not doing video. Okay, that's fair. Let's see here. I need to do this as well. But yeah. So anyway. Oh, you're a mess. Fantastic. Okay. What we're doing is we're just basically talking about braytech.org. We've been talking about how we discovered it through you. Basically, I discovered it through you, and then the guys discovered Braytech through me, and now we're talking about you, and we're keeping it light and we're keeping it fun. So we will pull you in as a guest voice. How about that? That works. That works perfectly. And we'll do, let's see, get all these going. So when you watch the stream chat, what happens is that we have this extra segment, and the extra segment is where we get to talk to you guys. We talk off. None of this appears in the podcast. This is all extra content. We tend to riff for a bit, and then when we release the podcast in audio, there is it's obviously been edited. We also take breaks here, that sort of thing. So thank you all for joining us. You are watching a live recording of Happy Hour from the Tower. The podcast can be found. You're going to actually. What's my ghost? The easiest way, Marv, would be to probably just hit me up in a private message. We'll do a private chat that way. It might be the easiest way to do it. And that's what we've been doing with Obi. So we're just going to go ahead and stick with that. So anyway, so as I was saying earlier, we have a podcast, and it is called Happy Hour from the Tower.
Oh,
I'm just going to
let's go at Just Real Milk on Twitter.
Oh, there we go. Perfect. And
Let's get that joke
oh
on
my
here.
God, I don't know why. My computer hates. My computer just hates OBS. It hates it with a passion. So, thank you, Unicorn. You already did it.
Computer just hates all the acid, right?
No, I did. Computer off.
You want me to remember? No, I did that computer off, right?
No.
Sorry about that. What should I remember?
Nothing. Computer off.
Did you just say that nothing computer off?
Yes.
Computer off.
Oh my God.
I got it.
Thank you. Jeez.
Oh, that's funny.
Shouldn't be that.
You got one of the uptight ones.
Yeah. No kidding. All right. Let's see what we got. Let's see if we can get him.
All right. He's in Brisbane, Australia.
Hi.
It says
Marv.
How's it going?
Dwight Schrute is what it says is his display name.
Okay. How you doing, Marv?
I'm all right. Yeah.
Good.
Good.
We would love to. Oh, this is gonna be great. All right. So okay. So as I said earlier, chat. We have
Marv doesn't fucking auto tune.
No, he doesn't. Marv's got good internet. Not that crappy KFC internet that Obi apparently is using. We were having some technical issues with Obi
I
earlier.
can imagine Obi just camped in KFC, getting that latency, ready for Iron Banner and stuff like that, because there's always that one person who's lagging in Iron Banner. It must be Obi.
It's 640 something.
So anyway, so chat. So what's happening is we've got an unexpected guest, which is kind of nice. This is Marv. This is the Big Marvinsky, and this
he curses a lot.
He curses a lot, so you can't do that when we're actually recording. You can curse now. So get it all out now, because when we come back in live, then that's when we got to clean up our act. So when we come back live, here's something I got to first coach you on. You're not gonna hear any of the drop-ins, but you'll hear me say, and we're back with the second half of Happy Hour from the Tower, and then it'll go like this: I'm T.
I'm Nick.
I'm Brandon.
And that's when you come in and you say,
I'm the Big Marvinsky.
That's right.
You can say, and I'm Marv, or I'm the Big Marvinsky. You can say whichever one you want.
Fail safe, and
Let's keep
better
my
than
pseudonym
you.
Yeah. So I can keep this professional. I've not been drinking, so it's fine.
Oh, thank God. So we'll just have you on audio wise.
What the hell is that?
What are you pulling up on my? This is why I've never had this running. Okay.
It's lore. The Ghost Community Theater presents Oryx the Nightmare Daddy.
Oh dear God.
One brave ghost versus the death from outer space.
Okay, I have no idea what he's pulling up on.
4.5 act play.
Man. So anyway, so chat. So what we have this podcast. This section is going to be edited out, obviously, but Marv is going to join us for the second half, and Marv is going to be talking about his experiences at raytech.org. He can talk about my prowess at jumping in game.
Oh my word! Okay, no, maybe not.
But actually, Marv. Again, I just since we're talking here, since the guys are here, again, I'm going to say, Marv is the essence of patience. We were at this one jump challenge in the Shattered Throne. I think, Marv, I looked at it on the stream. It was an hour long.
You're joking. Shit, an hour?
An hour. We were at that for
Damn.
an hour because we arrived there at 7 a.m. my time. We got the bones at 8.
Damn.
And
I to be honest, I was hungover. I had no sense of time. Anyway. So it was all right.
And he was still patient, guys.
So the usual.
So let me just describe this jumping challenge to you. So the jumping challenge in the Shattered Throne, to get the lore, because you're gonna have to do this, you're gonna have to get Brandon to do this. There's a statue you have to get on top of the head of the statue. The problem is the statue is built into the side of the mountain. So literally you have maybe this much space to land on. You jump on that and then you hop. You have to be ascendant when you do it, so you hop on the invisible stones. But then you get to this one stone and you have to hop onto the next stone, and the stone is vertical, not horizontal.
Oh.
So now you got to land on that. Then you have a couple more stones, and then you're up. So once I finally got onto the statue's forehead, which I was really struggling with, and Marv was watching me. He would just watch me sail gracefully over the head, and I don't know
what was the bonkers one that from Rise of Iron that was way up on the mountain?
Oh, it was on the mountaintop.
Yeah. There was one ghost that was up there. It was a pain in the butt to get to.
Yeah.
That was hard.
That was D1.
Yeah, that was hard because you're in third person. You didn't have all your jump mechanics. You literally had to bunny hop as if you're in a social space. That was infuriating.
Yeah. Oh, it was because it was in a social space, so you could only single jump.
Oh, and that was and that was at the Rise of Iron.
Yeah,
that was the Rise of Iron one.
We said that.
That's right. I thought you said. Okay. Okay. Oh, by the way, projectguardians.org. Thank you for the host.
Hey. Those guys are awesome.
Yeah,
they just did a big mental health stream yesterday, so big shout out to those guys.
Yeah, well done, guys.
They had a cajillion people on too. Like every third person I saw on Twitter was like, "Thanks for having me as a guest."
That's cool.
Like, what'd you do? Just invite Twitter, right? Anybody not tweeting about the Kardashians is welcome to come on this podcast.
There you go. So anyway, so then there was so the problem was that once I got on the forehead, the jumping challenge itself, I nailed the vertical stone. But then it was the stones afterwards. One stone I hopped on, and I landed so hard I literally hopped off it, and I had to start all over again. Then I had to get back on the forehead, and then there was another one where literally I sailed over the stone. I watched myself sail over the stone, and I'm trying to cancel the jump, and I'm not jumping. I'm still sailing over the stone, and I'm about to lose my shit because I can't understand. I'm like, what am I doing wrong, guys? I don't know what's happening, and I felt terrible, and then. And then Marv gave me the best piece of advice, because what I was doing, and I don't mind owning this in this segment because it's not going to be on the podcast, was that I was trying to look down while I was jumping, so I would know the direction, but then I could look down to see, okay, there's where I need to land. I'll cancel my jump. And Marv was like, T, look in the direction you're jumping.
Yep.
And the minute he said that, everything clicked. And I got to the top of that mountain, and Marv might have thought I was kidding, but I was literally in tears. I could
hear it. I could hear it. There was this like little quiver in his voice. He was just like, "Oh my god, I fucking did it!"
So funny.
I mean, honestly, I thought that was the hardest part of the damn Shattered Throne. Everything else was a piece of cake.
One phased Yoga, one phased the main boss as well. So it's just like, the rest of it was.
You got to take Brandon wants to do that with you guys.
Yeah,
got to go through the Shattered Throne.
Yeah, Brandon doesn't have his Wish Ender, and he wants to get the Wish Ender.
What?
Yeah, I know.
Well, good thing is it's not Curse Week next week because I'm away.
It's Curse Week right now.
I should be free when on the next Curse Week to give Brandon a bit of a hand.
Well, he hasn't been doing anything Curse Week because he's been in Anthem for 3 days. So, I mean, like straight teenager, not leave your room for 2 days. Yeah. I did make him shower. We did make him shower before coming over here.
He emerges out of his room like Dustin Hoffman in Papillon or something like that. You know, shading his eyes.
Pretty much.
All right. So, what do you think of Anthem?
Well, let's do that on.
You want to do that on? We can do that on pod.
Yeah,
we can do that on pod. Now, Marv, our special guest, Marv, have you had a chance to play Anthem at all, or do you have any interest in playing Anthem?
Only the demo. I'm holding out on Anthem, if I'm being 100% honest on it.
Then save that honesty for the podcast. I want that I'm going to want to have for the podcast.
Don't burn yourself out.
All right.
Pro tip. So I take it, Marv. It's not too late for you to stay up for a little bit and chat with us and chat with a bit about braytech.org and all that stuff. You're good with that?
I can stay for about an hour.
Oh, I don't think we're going to take an hour, but I mean that'll be fine. That'll be great.
Yeah,
all right.
We'll do now.
Then
Let's take 2.
All right, then let's go on ahead and let's.
No, we are not.
All right, then what we're going to do is we're going to go on ahead and we're going to segue back in, everybody, and we're going to do the second half of the podcast.
Shield.
You got your Sentinel Shield up?
Good. I'm protected from your rampant sarcasm.
From your bullshit.
168,000.
That's the nice thing about the segments that we do in the middle and after the show. Then we can cuss, we can swear, and we can do it. The podcast though we try to keep family friendly.
I know. I'll try.
Okay.
Bob
great.
Ross.
Yeah. And so remember, when we come back, you're going to hear us go. And welcome back to the second half of Happy Hour from the Tower. I'm T.
I'm Nick.
I'm Brandon.
And that's your cue.
Okay. After Brandon. I
After
thought Nick
Brandon.
would get it.
You got it.
Did
Okay.
Nick say anything?
Yep.
All right. Yeah.
I go after T. I'm just very, very quick. Ask my wife.
Okay.
Damn.
Sorry, I had to answer that before
Wow.
everybody else did. I just wanted to make sure that was nobody else got to.
That's what
Fair
she
enough. Fair enough. All right. So we know where we're going. Okay. So
Hit me
we're
with your
going to go
best
ahead now.
shot.
I'll put in the marker and then we'll get going. Here we go, everybody. Second half of Happy Hour from the Tower. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. You are watching Happy Hour from the Tower live on the Team Monster channel here on Twitch. Thank you very much, everybody. And we are back with the second half of Happy Hour from the Tower. I'm T.
I'm Nick.
I'm Brandon.
And I'm the big Marvinsky.
There you
is.
go!
I slowed it down
That
a little
wasn't
bit
so
just for
hard.
you, Marv.
I'm Nick.
Well, he is a Titan, so it's like armor coming, lumber. So that works. That works.
He's gonna slap you.
with his
his
signal
shield.
shield.
I'm speed running right now.
So as you hear, chat, we actually have an unexpected special guest in studio. It's the Big Marvinsky, or as I like to call him in my Discord and on my stream, Saint Marv, because Saint Marv guided me through a really, really intense Shattered Throne, which included this one lore jump puzzle challenge that I did shed tears on after finally winning it for an hour of attempts.
You know what the world needs now?
Is love.
The Helm of St. Marv.
The helm of Saint. Oh my God! There'd be a little cigarette coming out of it at all times, and the eyes would be half closed because when you wear the helmet, you're hungover. I think it's only fair.
So always.
It's an interesting perk.
I do my best work hungover though.
You do, because Marv was like, I was not that eloquent. When we had the interview. I'm like, yeah, you were, man. Marv is featured in Twitch for Dummies, which can be found at bookstores everywhere. I do have a copy of it right here, and there's you can find him there. He's in there. And Marv, thank you very much for joining us on Happy Hour from the Tower.
Yeah, no problem. In the twilight hours of Sunday evening, so yeah.
There you go.
All good.
All right. Well, so here's the thing. The reason why we yanked you on the show at last minute is because you're really the genesis of this particular topic. We've been talking all night about BraidTech.org. And the thing is, you mentioned it to me months ago, and I was like, okay, I'll have to check that out. And then I talked about something like a month or two later, and you mentioned it again. Then I mentioned something else, and then you just started spamming my channel with BraidTech.org, 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 BraidTech.org.
T can also be found in our ADHD D&D. I'm just saying it's maybe a coincidence, but you know.
Where'd that come from, man?
Well, the fact that you were like, oh yeah, and then we talked about it, and then I moved to something shiny was in my
Something
field of
shiny, like,
vision.
hey, what is that?
And then that's right, and then I had to finish this book, and then I found this website, and then
It's a common theme in T's chat where you have to spam something meticulously so he actually pays attention to what you said to him.
What?
You're very right about that.
Oh man! Oh,
Hold on.
Shevitz.
It's true,
Is
though.
that really all you got?
I can't believe you guys. I cannot believe you guys. But okay, fine. So
I didn't say it.
Let's start from the beginning. Marv, where
Yes.
did you first find out? When did you first find out about BraidTech.org?
So I was streaming, and I actually can't remember what I was doing. I was trying to work out something daft, like, I think I was just, like, I just need to work out what eggs I've hit already because I can't remember, and all the information I had that I used was all scattered all over the place in various, like, APIs and things like that. And then Rammerman in my stream.
Oh, Rammerman. Yep.
he said, "Oh, have you tried Braytech.org?" And I hadn't, so I clicked on it, and Braytech pulls through a lot of resource that I was using, but in a nice, I guess, comprehensive checklist, which is what I was after. Really, I just needed a checklist of things to do, or things I was checking off my list without having to, grab a pen and paper and write everything down.
Which was what I was doing with the eggs and to start off with. Yeah, okay. And now, here's the thing I find amazing. I mean, I watch you, I watch Z, ZG Photo, Lulu, James Work. I've never heard them talk about Braytech.org. Is this a relatively new site, or has it been around for a while? What do you know about it?
I was just checking their credits now. So it looks like a combination of software engineers or front end developers who've been working on it. So I'm just gonna span the names out, that people that I can see here, because the actual person who's credited for building it is under the name of Dwight Schrute on Twitter,
right.
which is not his real name, obviously.
His name's Tim.
But he's you can find him on Twitter at JustRealMilk, all one word.
Yep.
So check him out. But he credits Vendel Thornhart, Michael Pearson, Josh Hunt, Richard Devereaux, Rob Jones, and I'm going to butcher this, João Paulo Marquisini. And sorry if you do
nailed it
on this podcast.
Nailed it. First try.
Not butchered your name. So
well done.
You're welcome. Shut up.
Yeah, they've all got together, and they said they're using a combination of HTML and jQuery, which is what I use for my job. So it's yeah.
Okay.
It's
I just find that it, and when I first came on the site, I was like, whoa, what am I looking at? And then I just started going deeper and deeper. And now one of the things I find really amazing about Braytech.org is how intuitive it is. It's very user friendly, extremely, and it just seems to flow. And the fact that it updates in real time, I find that to be absolutely phenomenal. That was when I said, okay, I want to support these guys any way I can. Real quick, I do have to say, though, shout out in the chat to projectguardians.org.
Yep.
Any man that rocks a Titan shield during a podcast, well, means a Titan. Lol.
Thank you. Thank you.
I hope you guys had a great stream. I hope you guys had a great fundraiser.
Joe, check your mail this week.
And Project Guardians, I just want to check real quick. Joe, how much did you guys make during the charity stream? I'd love to hear. And thank you for the shout out. There's the Big Marvinsky doing his job as a mod should. That's why he's able to spam me in chat, Brandon, because of that.
No, but I can't do it.
No, you can't do it. No, not yet. I've blocked your butt. So there you go. Anyway,
I'm on the podcast.
and that should tell you something, chat. That should tell you something. So Marv, I mean, a part of comparing Braytech.org to a lot of the other resources that you've used in the past and the ones that you're still using, how would you rank Braytech compared to the others?
It's up there as the easiest I've used in terms of checklists, because I used to use I can't remember names half the
Ishtar Collective.
Ishtar Collective was more for gear transfer and things like that. But honestly, it's probably the best one. It's the cleanest one to use.
Okay, so what about you, Marv? Now, I know that you just recently picked up Dredgen for the PC, correct?
Yes.
You finally got what?
I finally got a Parcel of Stardust to drop after how long into Forsaken are we now? 6 months?
Yeah, exactly. So, so is that is Dredgen the only one that you have? Only other titles that you have, or are you looking at getting into the other titles currently in before the end of it?
No, you told me not to swear, so I will be very careful about how I phrase this. Okay, so
oh boy,
I can always bleep it out if you need to.
Okay,
it just means that the amount of editing I'm gonna have to do with Marv, the podcast may be a little late. I'm just saying.
Yeah, just don't get us Twitch banned.
Exactly.
Okay. All right, let's just start from the beginning then. Right, so I play on two systems, mainly because I've got PS4 friends, and then I migrated to PC. I've got PC friends as well. The two are completely mutually exclusive, which is really irritating. So it means I have to keep up on both systems.
Right.
So I'm working basically double shift in Destiny 2, and I don't get to play any other games as a net consequence. So on PlayStation, I'm doing all right. I've got my Dredgen title. I have Cursebreaker. A few things away from Wayfarer. The Lore one will be done when think 4 or 5 weeks into Joker's Wild, I think, is when the final lore card drops to get that triumph. So they're all progressing nicely. But the PC side, and I put roughly the same amount of time onto both. I got my first title on Saturday because RNG is a cruel mistress on terms of things like cosmetic drops. So, I can do all the challenges, I can do whatever the game decides to put in front of me, apart from getting a Not Forgotten, which is my next season goal. But to get a ghost to drop from an Ascendant challenge, it doesn't happen. To get a Parcel of Stardust to drop, and it's the only item I need for Gambit, doesn't
How
drop.
long did you grind for that Parcel of Stardust? I'm trying to remember.
I don't know. However long I've played Gambit on in Forsaken on PC, and I've done 2 rank ups in the last season and did 1 rank up this season, so at least 3 rank ups worth of Gambit to get that.
So now, Brandon, I know you've played Destiny on PC and you've played it on the PS4 as well.
Yep.
Have you noticed a difference in the RNG between that? By the way, for anyone who doesn't know, because it does surprise me how many people do and don't know certain terminology from gaming. RNG deals with is basically random drops, random drops of different items. Have you noticed a difference in the way that things drop on a PC versus?
I don't play often enough on PC.
That's fair enough. Okay, that's a fair enough.
I would prefer to only do PC, but you guys are on PlayStation, so
right. But the thing is, I'm currently on PC. Marv is on PC.
Yeah,
we're trying to grow those networks, man. My daughter is on PC, and
I found that out freaking when you finished the story with her.
I know, right?
What?
So and Marv, she should have your gamer tag. So be watching for something, if not tonight, tomorrow. But
no worries.
but yeah. So that was the other thing I wanted to mention, chat. Since Marv is sitting in here as well. My daughter Serena has actually picked up Destiny 2, and within a week she reached rank 50, and she was power playing through this. And I was watching her play, and I figured, it'll be like Steve the Blind Gamer. I'll go on ahead and I'll give her a few pointers here and there. All I saw was her back end for the entire time. She was like, "Here we go, nerds!" And she just went charging in. I was expecting her to say, "Leroy Jenkins," and she was nailing it. And of course, I must have done something wrong in raising her. She's a hunter.
So you've done everything right.
You're welcome.
That's enough out of both of you guys. That's enough out of both of you guys.
Okay,
You're welcome.
so
Shut up.
Yeah.
Time out.
You're right.
We have to leave you with Marv.
Okay.
Brandon and I have to go.
Oh. All right.
There's somebody with a car in our yard stuck, and we don't know who it is. So we're gonna go take care of that.
Okay, you guys.
The Sentinel Shield.
Scary.
The Sentinel Shield may get used pretty quick.
I was gonna say, hang on to that shield. Keep
Yes.
that shield close. Okay, guys.
So I think it's a newbie driver who doesn't know how to turn around at the end of our road, but
Just to be safe.
our yard is total swampland right now. Anyway, so
Got it.
I think
Okay.
somebody is stuck. I will let you know what's going on. But I don't.
The
want
magic of Twitch, everybody.
the wife is home alone with a stranger
This is
in the
like
yard.
podcasting.
Yeah.
Yes.
Almost.
the joys of life. This is going to be the best podcast ever, guys.
Oh yeah.
Okay, well, let's.
So I leave you and Marv to talk Braytech and talk about your daughter. Well, something like that. I don't know.
Okay, no problem.
Fantasize about your daughter.
So just going ahead and just slowly segue out. We'll just have a couple of pairs of chair cams and all that stuff.
We love you, Marv.
Yeah.
No worries. You
I
guys
don't.
sort this out.
Yeah, go ahead and sort this out, guys.
Yep, thanks,
Okay.
Marv.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks, guys. Give my love to Stacia.
Oh yeah.
All right, so
Whoever else the other person is.
right, yeah, exactly. Well, then I'll go on ahead and since we've talked a lot about Braytech in the first half and the second half, I'll just go on ahead and we'll just have a one-on-one chat with Marv. So Marv, when did you first start playing Destiny, and what brought you up to this point that you're at now?
Oh, let's I need to get a timeline. Let's have a look.
And he's probably going into Braytech or something like that. I can hear him. I can hear him chatting.
I'm googling dates. They're important dates. So Destiny: The Taken King came out in September, so it would have been November of 2015. I started playing Destiny 2, so well into Taken King.
Oh wow! So you actually came on board. You came on board when Taken King was the current DLC. You didn't come in like early on D1. You came in during Taken King.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I wasn't I wasn't probably gaming as hardcore as I was like in my mid-20s. I just kind of I hadn't fallen away, but I'd been playing just casually on my PC, almost like an armchair gamer. I had every emulator, so I don't know if that's illegal or not anymore. Just like on my PC, like Dreamcast and stuff like that. So I was going back over games I never got to play. This is before I knew Twitch was a thing. Well, apparently I knew Twitch was a thing, but I can't tell that story on stream. I'll tell you another time.
Okay, that's fine. Fair enough.
So yeah, I was just playing emulators. I played like things like Bioshock and stuff that came out on Steam that were new releases, and my PC could run it, things like that. But I had no interest in going back to console gaming at all. And then my brother in the October, he picked up a PlayStation 4 for whatever reason he decided to get that, and just popped in to say hello to him. And he was playing as a The Taken King, and I said, "Oh," and I'll try and say what I actually said, which was like, "Isn't that game everyone said was?" And he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "But it's oh," I was like, "Oh, Bungie make it. I love Halo."
So it was that connection with Bungie and Halo that you were like, okay, I want to give this a shot.
And it looked good.
Yeah.
I mean, he was playing it. It looked fluid. It looked fast. I mean, I didn't know any of the history of what happened in the first year of Destiny's lifetime, because I wasn't close to video game news at all, apart from releases that grabbed my attention and stuff like that. And I was just like, well, Black Friday's around the corner. I'm just gonna use my work discount, pick up a PlayStation on the cheap. One came with Taken King, and I wanted to play Star Wars Battlefront.
Hold that thought. I'm live. Go ahead and take a seat.
Why?
Because I'm live. Take a seat, Serena. No, we're talking. We're talking about
Hi, Serena.
We're talking about Destiny with Marv. So come on in.
I'm saying that there's the Blue Apron arrived.
Oh, the Blue Apron did arrive. Yeah. Oh, fantastic. Yeah, this is gonna be edited out.
6:30.
Okay, and she's out. And she's out. Thank you. Okay, so hang on a minute. So what you're saying is that that you came in, you actually came in later, and this has kind of gotten back you into gaming. Destiny has.
Yeah. Just it was kind of like personal circumstance as well, because I'd recently gone through a kind of breakout fallout with a friend, and I kind of had nothing to do in my time anymore.
Right.
So gaming was fun. I started playing Destiny, a lot of solo stuff, and then I realized there was some endgame stuff that was there, and one of my friends who I used to play competitive Pro Evolution Soccer with was an avid Destiny player, and he introduced me. I'll give him a shout actually, because he streams on Mixer for Armark.
Okay.
He showed me bits of the end game. So one of the things I saw that was interesting was the No Time to Explain pulse rifle.
Right. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that one. Yeah.
Which was on a time-gated hidden quest. So he showed me where to find the ghost, how to do the boss, and yada yada yada, what I needed, so on and so forth. And it kind of got me back into a pattern of gaming, hardcore competitive gaming, and harder stuff. Whereas I was playing very, very casually for a while, and then it wasn't until probably the summer I wanted to do trials a bit more and become kind of okay at PvP.
Right.
Right. And then I found someone on Twitch who was doing some trials helps, and he said, "Oh, I've got a spot. Do you want to just jump in?" And it's like, "Yeah." And then I was like, "Okay, cool." We did trials. Got my first flawless quite late in.
Wow.
Probably just before Rise of Iron.
Wow. Okay. Still, so that's Rise of Iron trials. I mean, I didn't even feel brave about trying it. I've watched people on Twitch do trials, and I was just like, oh, that's not for me. And then one time I went in with Munch was like, right, we're going to do Crucible, right? I said, sure, Munch, let's do Crucible. Suddenly I see trials. I'm like, wait, whoa, what are you doing? And he's like, it'll be fine. And I literally thrown into the deep end of it, and I was like, oh, this is actually kind of fun. I was getting my butt handed to me, but it was still fun. But yeah, I don't know if I ever mentioned this story, but Destiny, I joined Destiny it had been out, I think, for a year by that time. Taken King had not come out by then. This was so it was and ironically, I got a PS4 that that had Destiny preloaded on it, and I was really anxious to try out this game because I pulled up a trailer for it and I was like, oh my god, this game looks beautiful. And then that was the Christmas that Sony got hacked.
Oh,
and I had to wait like 48 hours, and people were like, during that time, it was a bit like the Anthem, the Anthem demo. People were like, so hey T, you got the Anthem demo. What do you think? I'd be like, well, the intro screen is pretty, and that was kind of how I felt about Destiny when I first started it. But then I got into it, and I was a binge player. I was really a binge player. I would walk away from Destiny for weeks, and then I'd sit down like on a Saturday night at 7:00 with Nick and Brandon and maybe Nobilis and a few other people, and then I would play till 3 a.m. And this is before I'd ever thought about streaming or anything like that. And when Destiny 2 came out, I made it and I loved all the DLCs at, post Taken King. I loved it, but I didn't know enough about the game. And so when Destiny 2 came out, I made it my personal mission. I want to be better at this game. And I want to understand more about the game, like game mechanics. I didn't understand the whole mechanics of the jump for a warlock until I ran with Z in it was the raid Rise of the Machines, which I never finished. And now, knowing what I know now, I wish I'd known it then. Which is why I tend to be very hard on myself on how I perform in game, because and I'd love to get your opinion on this, Marv. Do you find that Destiny, just whether it's Destiny 2 or Destiny 1 or a little bit of both, do you find it to be a very dense game? As in, there's just the more you dive into it, it just seems it's like an artichoke. It's like you keep peeling back one layer and there's another layer and then something else and something else. Do you feel it's that type of game? It's not an easy game to pick up.
Yeah.
Right?
I feel, like, particularly when I started, like I said earlier, I bought PlayStation because Battlefront was coming out, and I really wanted to play an open shooter Star Wars game, and Destiny was kind of like my side project until then. And then I did the campaign and stuff, and I was like, okay, I'm going to put this aside. And then Battlefront was just for me a disappointment. It was boring after a while. Then I went back into Destiny, and it was like, oh, I've done this now. Oh, what's this under the surface bubbling under there? This hidden quest and this hidden quest and this hidden quest and this, what's this raid thing all about? And then you just keep on going down this labyrinth of like, oh, but I see this person's got this like luminous shader thing. How do I get that? you have they're like, oh, you have to collect all the full set of the Oryx hard mode raid gear. Okay, I'm gonna work on that then.
Yeah.
Oh, what's this sniper rifle that everyone's using on Golgoroth that's really good? Oh, that's a black spindle. Well, how do I get that? Well, you have to wait for this daily story to come up, and if you're lucky, you can do the hidden parts. Like, okay, I want that then. And then you keep going and keep going and keep going, and eventually you end up with like, it looks like I'm a hardcore Destiny player then.
Well, I tell you, I lost track of some of the. I was such a binge player that I honestly lost track of some of the quests that I had committed to, and even then in D2, I was like, this past week I honestly didn't realize how close I was to Polaris Lance until I looked at the quest again, because I need the Polaris Lance for Wayfarer, and I thought, oh wait, I'm one step away. What have I been waiting on? And I realized, oh, it was the whole ADHD D&D thing. It's like I'm going for the Polaris Lance. Ooh, hey, what's this new DLC? Oh, I'm going to go over here. And it's hard to keep track of. But my favorite story though about getting something at the very end and not realizing that, oh wow, all I had to do was this and I would have gotten it. I was working from home one day. And Z knew that I was in chat, and Z was like, "Hey T, are you out there?" And I went, "Yeah." And he said, "Join me in a Crota run." And I'd never done the Crota's End. I've never done that raid, which a lot of people describe as, it's not really a raid; it's more like an enhanced strike.
Yeah, I'd say that.
So I'm blazing through this with Z. And I'd seen him do it enough that I was like, yeah, okay, I think, I know the mechanics, I know what's going on, and I understand the challenges. and I got through it pretty well. But then I remember this one little. I got that that notification that something big just happened, and I'm like, what did I do? And then I realized I had taken my Eidolon's Call, and I'd upgraded it to the Necromancer. And
Necrochasm.
Thank you, Necrochasm. And I'd totally forgotten that I hadn't taken it to that final step. So in like the last month of D1 before D2 dropped, I was able to play around with the Necrochasm. And man, that became like my favorite auto rifle. That thing was just wicked sick. And I when people say, "Oh, I miss this weapon," that's the one. That's my go-to weapon because it now has that extra memory of finishing Crota's End, which also was the first raid I had ever finished from beginning to end where I felt like I was a participant.
Do you want to hear a funny story about that gun?
Go for it.
So I mentioned I was playing with like Farmark when I started, and we were just doing whatever mission it was. I can't remember what it is. It's one that involves like going to the Cosmodrome. There's loads of Hive Knights and stuff, and we're just running through it, and we go through, and you murder stuff, and he goes, "Oh, I got this. I forgot what it's called. It's like a white." It's like the white version of the Necrochasm, and it's not before the Alien Alloy. And he was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I've got this now, but I'll never get the Crux of Crota to upgrade the year one, the year one version to get Necromancer in year one. That's gone now for me. I'm never going to get it." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And I ended up, later that day, ended up randomly on a Crota's End run just for the lols because I'd never done it, and someone pulled me through for it. And doing it for the first time, and then the Crux of Crota just dropped.
Yep.
And I told Mark, and I'd never seen so much profanity come back to me on a text message before in my life. He was so aggrieved. He's like, "Did you get? Don't tell me you got a black hammer as well." I was like, "No, I didn't get a black hammer." And,
well, that reminds me a lot. That reminds me a lot of when that happened to me recently. When everyone, I was running with Danfinity, and I think we were doing one of the raid layers. And we were they were like, "Okay, we know what are we going for? We're going for." I think they were trying to get the ghost. They were trying to get the raid ghost, and they were like, out of our fire team of 6, there were 3 that really needed the ghost, and it was the Spire Stars. Was it Spire Stars? No. The one where it's the Vex Heavy one. I'm trying to remember.
Oh, the Argus one.
Yeah, Argus.
Eater of Worlds.
Yes, that's it. That's Eater of Worlds. So we were doing the Eater of Worlds raid layer, and 3 of the guys needed the raid ghost shell, and this was my first time running it. And we get to the end, we're getting the loot, and I went, "Oh, cool! I got the ghost shell." And the entire chat team went silent, and then suddenly my screen went black, and I come up and I'm flying by myself, and I'm like, "Oh, guys, I think we all just got booted." And I hear Dan go, "No, T, you got booted. Thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you later." I was like, "What?" And then they just exploded with laughter, and I was like, "Oh my god, these guys are pissed."
That's no, to be fair, that's how you deal with that person. There's memes about it now, like rate interpretation, hard carries 3 new people through Last Wish, all get 1,000 voices. Sherpa gets nothing.
Oh yeah.
60th raid. Again, it comes down to the thing about RNG for me. There should be a point where it is still rare to get like a 1,000 voices, but if you've done everything, then just have a knockout system by that point.
And that's something I've been trying to understand. Like, for example, let's talk about. I think I want to end this show talking a little bit about the whole mechanics of RNG and how it should work, because even I was getting pissed off that you weren't land. I would watch you go after this parcel of Stardust, and it was just infuriating. I'm like, come on, what does he have to do to get a parcel? Because I'd gotten mine months ago, and I think I've gotten it. I think I've already got it too. I have to check on my PC side, but I already got it on the PC side as well. And I was like, it's a pretty common drop. I mean, I've dismantled a lot of Parcel of Stardust. Maybe not as much on the PC side as on the PS4 side, but it feels like I'm either getting a lot of parcels or a lot of trusts.
It's the rarest. It's the rarest drop, I think, because Trust, I think, is probably the most common weapon drop. Bygones and Parcel are probably the rarest that you'll get to drop from Gambit, and also Pillager. But I don't know if it's just because the odds are skewed weirdly or something. But they're the weird ones. That Pillager, Bygones, and Parcel for me are the ones that hardly ever drop. And the good thing about Bygones is you can buy it from the vendor once you do one rank up.
Right. So I guess the question is, what is it that Bungie needs to do to fix that? I mean, is that something that's fixable, or is it something that that's just the way this is? I mean, it just seems ridiculous that you're right. If you've done everything and you need one thing, the game should be smart enough, or the mechanics in the game for loot system, or the loot system should be smart enough to go, okay, we've already given this guy 2 helmets, 2 boots, and obviously he's dismantling them, so maybe we should give him something else, right?
Yeah, but I think the game there should be something, I don't know, because it does it kind of for EEP as well. But I suppose it's easy to manage because there's only one drop you'll get per week, unless it's the third run. But something that sort of says, based on this person recently just complete getting this item, let's reduce the odds, or let's increase the odds of him getting that one, and reduce the odds on these items because this person hasn't received them yet, and also based on the collections he's got or she's got, and based on the number of completions of said activity, then we'll swing the odds in favor or against certain items to avoid loot duplication. Because there's so many times, like I've done Last Wish raids, I've come out of Last Wish raids with like 3 gauntlets and 2 Apex Predators, and it's like, well,
exactly.
Cheers,
yeah,
cheers, Bungie.
Yeah, thanks.
That's what I wanted.
Yeah. But again, it just feels, that's the only thing I gotta admit that I am a little nervous about with going after the Wayfarer is just because a lot of the stuff that I need to complete Wayfarer is all random drops. It's like I got to get the SMG, I've got to get the Akelos SMG, the Akelos sniper rifle, and then there's like a pulse rifle and I believe another auto rifle that I'm supposed to get from Anna. And again,
let's talk about that then. So EP, not so bad, because you just do EP until you get it, depending on the week the weapon drops. So EP is done in a way that the more you do it for that particular item, it increases your odds every time. So if you don't get it by the 6th or 7th boss kill, just keep going and eventually it will drop.
Right.
So EP is done in a way that it rewards your persistence in that activity. And at least now you can reset out after wave 7 to back to wave 6. So you don't have to start from the beginning again and again. You can just keep farming it until you get it. So EP is sorted. There's no issue there.
Right.
Mars weapons. Now, that's a hot mess.
Now you tell me.
Anyone who doesn't know, when you're on Mars and you complete activities, so patrols, lost sectors, I think high value target kills as well, they'll drop a thing called a resonant stem. And when you combine 4 resonant stems together, you get an access key to unlock one of 40 nodes across the map Mars. And they're kind of hidden in various locations. So you will do, okay, I've got my stem, I've combined it, I've got a node, I'm going to go open this node up. And what you're looking for in a node is a thing like a Braytech weapon schematic.
Right.
And you can only get 1 weapon schematic per day between resets, so which is fine. There are 4 weapons to chase from Mars that require that schematic. But you're reliant on the RNG of you opening up a node to get the schematic, and then the RNG of turning your schematic in for a weapon you haven't got yet. And it's a 1 in 4 chance, a 25% chance of you getting it or not with no knockout. So
yeah. So and now and run that by me again. It's a daily thing, so it resets on a daily basis.
Yeah. So from the way I understand it, and it's not confirmed, but it's what several people have told me. Once you get a schematic on a given day, that's your only schematic you're going to get. So don't bother farming them anymore. Just stop.
Okay.
And then come back.
Because I know I got a crap ton of resonant stems, but I'm not getting the prompt from Anna to make it into a key. And
You got to do that yourself in the inventory. So you take your 4 stems, combine it, node.
And then it'll happen. Boom. Okay. Well, then now I got something to do tonight. So anyway, I just saw that that guy Cab, or that dad Cab, just popped into chat. How you doing? Good to see you. Along with Drafty and Bud Coffee. Thank you very much for joining us. We started off with a fire team of 4. But then we couldn't get Obi's audio to work. Then we started with a fire team of 3. And then Nick and Brandon, as you heard earlier in chat, they had a little minor emergency to take care of. So now it's down to me and the unexpected special guest, Big Marvinsky, because we were talking about Braytech.org. This is a site that if you're not taking advantage of Braytech.org, you really should. So I'm gonna ask again. Put Marv on the spot again. Saint Marv, as I like to say. So you're saying that with keeping everything in mind about where I am and the quests and everything like that, you do think that I do have a chance at getting Cursebreaker before the end of March, correct?
Before the end of March,
because that's when the pins deal stops. Yeah.
Oh, before the end of March, yes, because you've got enough weeks rotation to get everything.
Right.
You can't miss an Ascendant. You can't miss an Ascendant challenge now between now and the end of March.
Fair enough.
I think it's tight.
It's going to be tight. Oh, no, I know it's going to be tight because I
think it's you've done the last 2 weeks with me, so as long as you've got 5 weeks between now and the end of March, you've got a chance.
Right. Well, then good, because I know that I've got an appearance coming up at the beginning. At the end of March. So that's gonna really tighten up the window. I know it's gonna make it hard, but so if you come into my stream at any time, don't be surprised if you see Marv and me working together, because I can see that Cursebreaker. I can see it. It's so damn close. And if I had a choice, if I had to make a real hard call between Wayfarer and Cursebreaker, I'd rather have Cursebreaker, because I haven't seen as many Cursebreakers as I have Wayfarers and Dredgens. The other thing too is that I fell in love with the Dreaming City when we first got in there. I just fell in love with it. It's gorgeous maps, great environment. When it's cursed, it's even more eerie with all the taken goop around in the maps. I love it. I absolutely love it. So yeah, I'm really hoping that I can get Cursebreaker before the end of the month. So and Marv, like I said, Saint Marv. He has been absolutely fantastic. He got me through a Shattered Throne. Now, the thing was that last boss fight, I gotta admit, that last boss fight in the Shattered Throne, where it's the wizard and the three Uber Knights.
Yes.
That felt like it just went by really fast. I mean, it ended before it began. So what are the mechanics of that? If I remember correctly, you wipe out all 3 knights, or you wipe out all 3 knights, and one of them drops an orb, and if you pick up that orb, you have less than a minute to knock out the wizard. Correct?
There's quite a lot of mechanics in that fight, but I've just found a way with the right team composition where you can just melt the thing. So the fight goes in, I guess, I think it's 3 steps. The first step is to take out the 3 knights, and each knight drops I can't remember what the buff's called, but it drops a buff that allows you to damage the wizard, which is Savafin's daughter. At the end, the big well in the middle, that big pillar that's glowing blue. If you do not kill the wizard and you're still carrying the buff, you wipe. It's an instant wipe. So you use that pond to cleanse yourself of the buff, and then you don't die. Other mechanics that the wizard can do is she drops a crystal behind her that makes the knights immune.
Oh man!
So there's a lot of things that go on there.
Right.
But the beauty of like a tethered night stalker with Orpheus Rigs is, and since the Orpheus Rig buff, what was it, back in October, November?
Mm-hmm.
You're rewarded now for tethering harder enemies in a group rather than volume. So these 3 knights, if you tether them all together and let your tether expire, you'll always have your super. So you do that, you throw both grenades down there, put a few shotgun rounds in them. They are weak to everything. And because you dropped your radiance, well, I've got more damage from my grenades. So the things just go down instantly. The new Nova Bomb's very good for him also.
And I gotta admit, running with you, I now appreciate the Radiance Well super way more. I just never found a use for the Radiant Well. I knew what it did. I knew the basics of what it did, but I never felt like I understood it. And then I went into, I think it was the Blind Well with you. And then I started really taking advantage of it. And it's like, whoa, okay. And, you were telling me, yeah, keep dropping your well, T. Keep dropping your well. Keep dropping your well. And I was like, oh, now I get it. And it's now one of my favorite supers. I love the Radiant Well. But I feel like there are certain times it works better when you're actually, if you're running solo, I don't think the Radiant Well works as well as if you're working with a team.
Yeah,
like when it was you, me, and Drafty this weekend. I mean, it just made us really OP, which I really dig.
Yeah, as a solo super, it's sometimes not ideal, right? Because you're putting a well down that buffs your damage, which is great and heals you, but you don't benefit from the orbs he generates. That's the only thing.
But in chat, Cab just said, Well of Radiance was how he soloed Vorgoth. So, yes, I mean, it's different from player to player. I know one thing I have to do is I've got to go into my character and find out which character has the Lord of Wolves. Because I swear to God, I got that. That thing did drop for me. Because I remember when it dropped and I had no idea what it was. And I saw the shoddy and it was like, ooh, it's got a burst action to it. That's kind of cool. So I got to figure out which characters got it. I'm pretty sure it's on the PS4 side. But I did want to tell you, too, because I don't know if you heard it earlier, Marv. Marv was there when the Trinity Ghoul dropped for me during the Shattered Throne. I have been having so much fun with that. I've been having so much fun with Trinity Ghoul. That's a wicked good bow.
You do not have a Lord of Wolves.
And yet I was using it. I was using it.
Sure?
Yeah. I'm trying. I got to figure out why it's saying I don't have it, because I know it dropped for one of my characters, but and you're right. I don't see it in my inventory. I pray to God I didn't by accident dismantle it or something. But
even if you dismantled it, you could still have it in your collections. It's like we're going back full circle, but we're on Braytech. Right. I'm checking your account and I can't see it.
And yet I was using it at one point. I remember using it, and because I didn't even know what it was until I got it, and I was like, oh, this is an exotic never heard of, and it was a shotgun. I'm like, oh, an exotic shotgun, okay. And then I started using it with that inertial burst. And I'm like, oh, this thing is fantastic. And then, and I think I put it away because I'm like, well, it's good in certain situations, but I'm not using it that much, so I went on ahead and put it away. But I swear to God, I know I got it. I remember using it. I remember thinking this is really cool. And then when Unicorn was going off to get it, I was like, oh, okay, this is it's cool. He's going after it too. And so maybe I did.
Question: is it on PC by any chance? Not PlayStation?
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it might have dropped for my Warlock on PC. So I'll have to check it out and see if it isn't on the PS4. It's on the I thought it was on the PS4, but it might be on the PC.
I've got a feeling it's on your PC account.
Yeah. Anyway, Marv, look, I need to wrap up the podcast. Thank you so much for In a Pinch becoming not only the interview about Braytech.org, but just sitting and hanging with me and talking about and finishing up the podcast when my other two co-hosts had to bug out. So I really appreciate you being here, and thanks for hanging out with me.
Yeah, are they all right?
I think they'll be fine. If they're not fine, I will definitely get a text. Oh, but here we go. Well, that's great timing. Brandon just said we made it all good. So yeah, they're fine.
Okay,
they're fine.
That's fine. Right, nice.
They're probably watching the stream right now, as a matter of fact.
That's all right. Thanks for bringing me in. Yeah,
it's a real pleasure. So, chat, if you have any questions for Big Marvinsky or for me or for any of the rest of the guys in the fire team, you can always drop us a line at 703-791-1701. That's connected to WhatsApp, so you can leave us voicemail and all kinds of good stuff like that. And we'd love to open up a dialogue, start talking to you about that sort of stuff. Start talking about anything Destiny. We dig that too. If you want to drop us an email, that's podcast@happyhourfromthetower.com. And then, of course, you can find me, you can find Nick, you can find Brandon, and you can even find Coach, and you can find the Big Marvinsky either on PS4 or on occasion, Brandon, me, and Marv on the PC. You can find our BattleNets in chat. You can find them on our websites on happyhourfromthetower.com, where you can find out all about what we're doing when we're on. We'd love to game with you guys. It'd be a lot of fun. On top of that, just remember, folks, that Happy Hour from the Tower is protected by a non-commercial, no derivative, share-like, man, my tongue's working on its own. United States 3.0 license. You can find out more about that at creativecommons.org. So, on behalf of Nick, on behalf of Brandon, on behalf of Coach, on behalf of St. Marv, thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for listening on the podcast. Eyes up, Guardian. Time to give up the ghost. The first round's on us. All right, everybody, we're back. We're doing this. This is the post-show hangout where I go on ahead and I stick around and just do some last-minute ask me anythings or stuff like that. We got Marv here. Marv's still hanging.
Hi.
Yep, he's still hanging out with us. And yeah, So I was. Hang on, I can stop that music. This is where I can stop recordings and all that stuff.
I was going to say to you, I'm just going to have a quick bathroom break. I'll be right back.
Go right ahead.
I need to go sort myself out. Be right back.
No worries. All right. So basically, what happens, Chad, if you're curious about what the modus operandi is that what happens is I go back and I go through what is roughly 57 minutes right now of quality, and I do stress that quality content, and then we turn around and I edit it. I put together the sponsorship, which the sponsorship we are actually sponsored. We are sponsored by Hangry Gamer Gear, and you can find out more about them at hangrygamergear.com. Oh, I should probably. Oh no, I can't stop the stream because I'm still going. It's weird. It's weird doing this solo. I gotta admit, this is really weird doing this solo. I've gotten so used to having the guys in, and we shoot the shit until we're done, and yeah, it just feels weird. I rarely solo podcast anymore. But like streaming, but I mean, now you see I've got the two cameras up. 49, it is Braytech. So I would love to hear from chat. Find out what they are using for Destiny resources, because, like I said, Braytech.org. If you're not using it, you really should. It is an absolutely phenomenal service. And we love it. We absolutely love it. Well, I should say that I love it. Nick and Brandon just discovered it through me, and they're now starting to, they're starting to work through it, and they're like, oh, this is really cool, and it's a total game changer. Absolutely total game changer. If I missed it earlier, Project Guardians, I'm curious, how did you do on your fundraiser? You were doing a fundraiser this weekend, if I remember correctly, on mental health awareness. Hopefully it went well. I saw that you dropped something into my Discord. I appreciate that, and thank you very much. And I hope it was a good event for you guys. But if you but real quick, doing some business here. Nope. Come on. It is weird what OBS does to my computer. All right. There you go. So if you go swing by swinging by Hangry Gamer Gear and you check out some of the stuff they've got, you decide, hey, I want to get some of these things. Well, if you use Happy Hour at checkout, you'll get 20% off your order. So go on ahead and use that referral link that you got there in chat and pick up some stuff. They got all kinds of cool stuff. They got the Vish hood, not this Vish hoodie, but they got hoodies. They've got they got all kinds of different swag. They were busy at Christmas. I got Serena and I got a couple other people some gifts from them, but they all got them late because they got hit hard. It's kind of cool though. I mean, I love supporting small business, and I love the fact that these guys are doing really good work. So anyway, yeah. Real quick, just for anybody who is coming into chat and just trying to figure out what they're watching and who I am and what we're all about and why there are two cameras on actually I can just do this just to make it easier. Hey, I'll just come up here and I'll go a little wider. There we go. A little better. Not perfect, but a little better. So anyway, I'm T Morris, and this is my channel. This is my Twitch channel. This is you usually are gaming with a T Monster, and that is my I was like, what are you doing over there, Cat? Then I realized that was Marv hitting his keyboard. Scared the shit out of me.
I was letting you talk.
Yeah, you were. You're doing great, man. Yeah. So anyway, so as you can see, I game on this channel. Usually, I game on this channel all week, every day of the week, except for Thursday. Thursday is usually my dark day because that's when I go into my office for my day job. This morning, I really needed some sleep. I had a pretty exhausting day yesterday, pretty emotional day, and I was just like, yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to give myself a break. So I went on ahead and said, no, I'm not going to stream today. It's weird though when you don't stream. When you don't stream, man, it just feels weird. Granted, the sleep felt good. Don't get me wrong, but I miss it. And so I'm kind of surprised that my daughter got all camera shy and refused to get on camera because she loves hopping on stream whenever she can, but for whatever reason. She's a bit like her mom in that she doesn't want to be on camera. She'd rather be, heckling from the peanut gallery. So anyway, some things about me that you may or may not know. I am a science fiction fantasy author, and with my wife, I write steampunk. And this was our latest fiction release. This is the Books and Brawn dossier, and we have in here an exclusive print story. So you can always find that on Amazon.com, and then of course. Twitch for Dummies. This is my latest my latest release, and the guy who's on the other end here, Big Marvinsky, he's in here, and he gave me a fantastic interview, and he was dreadfully hungover. I found out, but he was still eloquent, still extremely. It must be a British thing, just being that eloquent. It was just really really well done. Anyway,
we all go to the same acting school that Patrick Stewart and. Who's his best mate? The guy's in Lord of the Rings. What's his name?
Sir Ian McKellen. So Ian McKellen.
We all go to the same acting school in England.
Well, I'll give you a quick story about Sir Ian McKellen. He was actually when I was studying in England in 1990. McKellen was on stage and he was doing a revival of the show Bent, which is a really intense show. And I mean, McKellen was McKellen, and this was before Lord of the Rings. I was already a fan of McKellen though because I remember him from the Scarlet Pimpernel, and I remember him. There was a PBS, our local public broadcasting station did Ian McKellen acting Shakespeare, and it was brilliant. And I was a young theater student. So I mean, I learned a lot from watching acting Shakespeare with McKellen. So here it is, Bent, and I'm writing a paper about Bent, and I found out somehow by accident that as a tourist or as just a Joe Blow off the street, apparently if you go to the stage door of certain theaters, you can literally just hang out there and wait, and these actors will just come out and you can just have a chat with them. And I was like, I could, and I just thought it was a weird. I had no idea that British actors made themselves that accessible. Well, then Bent moved from the theater that I saw it to the National Theater. So I went to the National Theater. I went to their stage door, and I just said, you know what, go for broke. Why not? So I go back there and I said, hi, I'm an American student. I'm writing a paper about Bent. I would love to talk to Ian McKellen. And the woman just looks at me and she's just like, yeah, you know the chances of that are pretty slim. And I'm like, yeah, the worst he could do is say no. And she's like, okay. She gets on the phone. She's chatting. And then suddenly she looks at me, hands me the phone and says, Sir Ian, for you. And I shit you not, Marv, my hands were shaking. I was terrified. I get on the phone and I go, hello? And sure enough, there it was, Sir Ian McKellen on the telephone, talking to this delightfully nervous young American. And I just, it was like David Copperfield. I kept going, yes, sir. Yes, sir. No, sir. No, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, Sir Ian. Yes, Sir Ian. No, Sir Ian. I'd never met him, but he did talk to me for like a whopping 5 minutes. I could tell he was exhausted. But it was still cool as shit, though. It was still cool as shit. I was like, holy cow. And now, if I could, I would love to go back in time and just say, dude, give me the phone. Sir Ian, hi, this is Future T. I just got one thing I'm going to tell you. I suggest you start reading X-Men comic books and reread Lord of the Rings. Have a good night.
You'd make a great Magneto.
Yeah, you'd make a fantastic Magneto. Yeah, and I will say this. Complete nerd tangent here. I never bought the friendship between Charles Xavier and Magneto until I saw the X-Men film. Until the very first X-Men film, and I'm like, okay, I get it. I get it now. I get it. I totally get it. And he was good as Magneto. God, I loved his Magneto. Yeah. So Marv, how was the weekend? You good?
Yeah, it's been good. Semi-productive Iron Banner, I guess. I tried to do all the bounties in one day. That's impossible. You can't do that.
Nah, it's
impossible. I did one character, but it took like 5 hours to generate all the orbs, and I was on my Warlock.
Oh man.
And that was the one that's supposed to be the easiest. I just kind of got halfway through the title. I was like, I can't do this. It's not going to happen.
See that?
Next season.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of honestly, I was kind of indifferent about the Iron Banner. I want to focus on getting these titles. I want to bang those out. I mean, if I've got nothing else to do, yeah, sure, I'll go ahead and do the Iron Banner. And the only reason I even thought about doing the titles was that I happened to be looking at the badges just to see how close I was, and when I saw that I was 8 out of 11 on the Dreaming City, I'm like, really? That's all I need? And I was like, okay, well then let's go for it. And again, I do appreciate all the help that you gave me over the weekend. So we never did get a chance to talk about this on the podcast. Anthem. What were
yes.
So talk to me about Anthem. What were your thoughts of the demo? At least you got the demo to work. I couldn't get the demo to work.
Demo worked. It was fine. It was fine. Just the mechanics and with the mech or the what's it what are they called? Not juggernauts.
Freelancers.
Yeah, they felt fine and stuff. The gunplay, I was indifferent about. It didn't feel natural sometimes to shoot. It felt a bit odd. Mm-hmm. I'm a little bit worried about the lack of endgame content that's there, but people have told me to just wait for the expansion. I think it comes out in May, the Cataclysm or the event, but it wasn't going to be out relatively sooner, but I think it's been pushed back. So I think that'll be that. I think that's when I think you can make a realistic judgment on Anthem.
Right. I mean,
there's
it feels like Anthem, at least from the glance I took at it, I looked at it, I was like, okay, this game wants to be all the best of Warframe, which I haven't played. I've seen people play it, but I haven't tried Warframe. I've heard real mixed things about Warframe.
Warframe is fantastic. It plays really well, but it's very complicated in terms of if you want to get in depth in how you want to customize your character. Warframe is as complex as you could possibly want it to be.
Huh. Okay.
There's a lot of things you can do with that game, but it involves a lot of time, effort, and really having a massive crib sheet in front of you.
Well, I like I said, I feel like Anthem wants to be all the good things of Warframe mixed with all the good things of Destiny. I mean, there were a couple of the supers that I saw in Destiny. I'm sitting there going, nah, that's not Chaos Reach, not at all. And I mean, some of it just felt a little like it was almost like a Destiny wannabe. And this is where I get really nervous when people say, "Oh yeah, this game Anthem is going to be a Destiny killer." And ironically, I think people are saying the same things about Anthem that they were saying about D1, that it was released, but it was released incomplete, and it's really rough around the edges.
So I think SkillUp said it right. With Destiny, it launched from vanilla. It was lacking. It didn't launch with a raid, it didn't launch with much endgame, and people were getting through the campaign relatively quickly, like 8 hours probably to complete the vanilla D1 campaign.
Right.
And people were like, that's it for a £300 million game.
Right.
That was developed by a AAA studio that made Halo with Activision money and backing. But the mechanics were there in Destiny.
They were.
You could see the core, the structure. It wasn't the economy wasn't perfect, but the gunplay that Bungie are known for was there. Mm-hmm. And you could see, give it time, this game will be perfect. With Anthem, I worry that and SkillUp said it perfectly, the bones and the skeletal structure might not be there, and it will take a lot longer to put right. In terms of putting time to put right, you're probably looking at a cycle that the Division went through, where it's going to take probably a year and a half to fix.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard Brandon ever talk about it on the podcast, but man, Division, he hated Division because he got the game, he was really stoked for it. He went to play it, and there were parts where he was actually falling through the map. I mean, that was how
buggy as hell.
Yeah, it was terribly buggy. He was like, I'm never touching this game again. Then he comes in when he comes in about a year later, and he goes, he says, we were talking about Destiny, and Brandon was like the most quiet of us, and Brandon was like, yeah, I haven't really been playing a lot of Destiny, and I'm like, what have you been playing? And Brandon just got really super quiet, and Nick leaned in. And this is where Brandon gets it from. He gets it from Nick because whatever Brandon gives, Nick gives in exponential form. Nick goes, yeah, Brandon, what have you been playing? Go ahead. Tell T and the podcast what you've been playing. And that's when he said The Division. And I was like, what? And apparently, and then again, and this was during the slow period of Curse of Osiris and Warmind. I saw a lot of Destiny players picking up The Division, and I was tempted by it. But I'm not really sure if The Division is my kind of game. I feel myself drawn to the more like super fantastic, stuff like BioShock and Destiny. This is where I feel comfortable. I don't know about The Division, and it's, yeah, for whatever reason, maybe it's because Division is too close to home that it could really happen, or I don't know. Maybe it's just a real quirky thing about me, but there's just something about The Division. I was like, I want to get into this game. I see people playing it and they're enjoying it, but I just don't know if it's my kind of game.
I've just never been a fan of third-person shooters. Just generally, it's just not kind of my thing. I struggled with Gears of War as well for the fact it was in third person as well. So I don't know what it is about third person shooters. I struggle with.
Interesting. And ironically, I never pictured myself a first person shooter player. I never thought I would ever get into that. And then when I first bought BioShock, I was like, oh crap, this is a first person shooter. Oh, I'm gonna suck at this. And I actually got to the boss fight, but I was not ready for it, and I just couldn't beat it. I could not beat BioShock Infinite. But then when I when I heard that they released the BioShock remastered collection, I was like, for the PS4, I was like, oh, okay, I'm on this. And it's been great playing the original BioShock, and it's hard to believe that is a 10-year-old game. It holds up really well. It holds up really, really well.
Yeah.
It was funny because who was it? Dan Finity again. He was going back and he was replaying Mass Effect, and he played the very first Mass Effect. And wow, the first Mass Effect did not age well. The first one did not age well at all. Second one still holds up really, really well. Second one is very strong. I never did find out whether or not they. I never found out whether or not they Dan Finity got to Mass Effect 3. I heard a lot of funny, like, weird things about Mass Effect 3. Oh wait, I just heard from Rev3 dude in chat. First off, thanks for the sub, Rev3 dude, resubbing at tier 1. 15 months. Thanks man. 15 months. He says we're home. It was a student driver. A student driver decided that our yard was the local road and got herself stuck. Hey, when does your kid start driving? Good times.
How'd you do that?
With their road, I don't know, because their road is it's one of those private roads, so it's really off the beaten path. And the fact that the student driver thought that would be that would be the local road that you follow, I don't know. So that's a talent. That's just a hidden talent right there, I guess. I don't know. So Marv, apart from your own channel, twitch.tv/The Big Marvinsky, where else can people find you? Do you ever do any other extra streams or stuff like that, or
probably just Twitter? Just The Big Marvinsky on Twitter.
That's another place you can find them.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I mean, me and my friends have talked about dabbling in Mixer. I don't think Mixer's for me yet.
Right. Okay. Well, I appreciate you again. I appreciate you sticking around. I appreciate you hanging out with me. I should probably go upstairs and try to feed the child. It's adulting. I've got to do it.
I should probably go to work or go to bed to go to work.
Yeah, exactly. That too. All right. Thanks a lot for hanging out, man. You have a good night, and I appreciate you being here. Okay.
Yeah, no worries. You too, man. Take care.
Right, I'll see you around.
See you in a bit.
That was fun. And I'm just going to go ahead and wrap up this stream. I should probably find out who is on right now. This has been the weirdest, I got to admit, chat, this has been the weirdest stream, because I'm used to having the guys in studio, I'm used to having the guys in studio, and we're chatting away, and strange terrain needed for Wayfarer. Thank you, you're right. Okay, Rev, Nick, pass on to Brandon around 8 o'clock, 8:30. I would say I'm closer to 8:30. If he wants to run, if both of you want to run Strange Terrain, we can go ahead and do that. Oh, and there it is. Wardcliff Coil, Arc Burn, Radiance Well, Melts Boss. Okay, we've got our marching orders. So how about at 3:30, Rev 3, you, me, and Brandon, we hit that Nightfall? How's that sound? Because I'm game. I'm more than game. Okay. Let's see. Everybody I know is playing either Apex Legends or Anthem. That's wild. Okay, good night, Marv. Take it easy, man. Take it easy. Let's go on ahead and let's raid Sin. All right, so here's what you're going to do, chat. You're going to copy that line of code, and then you're going to go on ahead and you're going to raid. We're going to raid Sin, because he's good people, nice guy. Met him at GuardianCon, and he's good people. Normally, I do not type this slow, but because of OBS, my My computer is just acting weird. So let's go on ahead and let's raid Sin, shall we? Let's go on ahead and let's raid Sin. And again, everybody, thank you very much for all the subs. I really do appreciate that. This means that I am moving up to a new sub goal, because my current sub goal has been met. My current sub goal was I wanted to get 20 subs. I've already got 21. I think it's now up to 22 thanks to Rev3 Dude. So yeah, I've got to go on ahead and change my goals and take care of that. But right now, let me just go ahead and do a quick little copy here, and we are going to go and raid Sin. So thanks everybody for the tips and the bits, the subs, and the hosts, and the auto hosts, and for doing everything that you can to help support this channel. We're going to go raid Sin now. Thanks everybody for hanging out with us on this fly by the seat of your pants recording of Happy Hour from the Tower. We'll see you in a couple of weeks for some more Happy Hour from the Tower recording live on Twitch. Remember, you can also go to the website itself, happyhourfromthetower.com, and you can sub on iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher. Thanks a lot, everybody. Take care. Until tomorrow morning, Monday, 5 a.m. Yep, I'm an early morning streamer. 5 a.m. We'll be back with more Destiny goodness. Until then, take care of yourselves. Peace.